Those whom heaven helps we call the sons of heaven. They do not learn this by learning. They do not work it by working. They do not reason it by using reason. To let understanding stop at what cannot be understood is high attainment. Those who cannot do it will be destroyed on the lathe of heaven. Those whom heaven helps... Let's just warm up here for a moment, why don't we, before we get into the many voices I'm about to do in this damn game. Once again, from the top. Those whom heaven helps we call the sons of heaven. They do not learn this by learning. They do not work it by working. They do not reason it by using reason. To let understanding stop at what cannot be understood is a high attainment. Those who cannot do it will be destroyed on the lathe of heaven. He struggled off at the East Broadway stop and shoved along for 4 blocks through the ever-thickening off-work crowd to the Williamette East Tower, a great, showy, shoddy shaft of concrete and glass competing with vegetable obstinacy for light and air with the jungle of similar buildings all around it. Very little light and air got down to street level. What there was warm and full of fine rain. Rain was an old Portland tradition, but the warmth, 70 degrees Fahrenheit on the 2nd of March, was modern, a result of air pollution. Urban and industrial effluvia had not been controlled soon enough to reverse the cumulative trends at work in the mid-20th century. It would take several centuries for the CO2 to clear out of the air, if it ever did. New York was going to be one of the larger casualties of the greenhouse effect, as the polar ice kept melting and the sea kept rising. Indeed, all Boswash was imperiled. There were some compensations. San Francisco Bay was already on the rise and would end up covering all the hundreds of square miles of landfill garbage dumped into it since 1848. As for Portland, with 80 miles in the coast range between it and the sea, it was not threatened by rising water, only by falling water. It had always rained in Western Oregon, but now it rained ceaselessly, steadily, tepidly. It was like living in a downpour of warm soup, forever. Let me tell you, gang, this book... Oh, you know what? Hi, I'm Henry, and welcome back to TECHNOPOVERTY, where we play video games as an excuse to read books, we read books as an excuse to play video games, and we bounce the two off each other with you, the chat. We're currently working through The Lathe of Heaven by Ursula K. LeGuin while playing Pipistrello in the Cursed Yo-Yo, a very fun Zelda-like. I'll talk more about Pipistrello in a moment. I just want to bring up, Lathe of Heaven was published in 1971. When I saw the term greenhouse effect in here, I understood it's not like a new or recent idea, but I also know it was a scientific term coined at some point, I assumed in the 1900s. I looked it up, and there's records of it at least in 1901, and maybe a few years earlier than that from different places. We have known about these things, folks. I just think about how there's always this repackaging of the climate crisis as just something that's off forever over there somewhere else. And no, we've known about it. It's been happening. It is happening. We are living through it. I feel the language we've used to talk about it, even over the past 7 years, has changed drastically. There's something to the whole, reneging of the woke New Deal and the defund something that you see a lot of politicians walk back on too, but just in general, the way we've stopped talking about or reframed our relationship to the environment, especially when the US military kind of actually acknowledged it as a threat. Maybe that was in the last decade, if I remember. It happened sometime in the 2010s, if I recall, in a way that was much more tangible and palpable and recognizable. It's like, oh, we're going to have to deal with the climate crisis, and that's not the US government doing that in a Greenpeace, like, let's change to green energy way. It's in a, let's get our armies motivated and secure the resources we need for when the water levels start rising way. So it's fascinating to me to see even the quote-unquote doomerism at play here in 1971. Ursula K. LeGuin. I shouldn't have to say this, but she's a goat, one of the goats. Left-Handed Darkness, right up there. I got a big ol' Earthsea omnibus. I need to, I don't know, I'll play through a Dragon Warrior or something, and we'll work through an Earthsea or two to that gang. But for now, let's get back to the book. But yeah, this vivid description at first just seems like world setting, but as I keep reading through these excerpts, I read through chapters 3 and 4 today. I believe we're on chapter 5 for those of you following along at home. Again, this is part of the Summer Scramble, our series of summertime books, all under 200 pages. We're aiming to just shotgun as much as we can for the season. But I bring that up because as we read through this chapter, you're going to see how one of the masterstrokes of LeGuin's consideration here, I'm going to use the word considerate a lot. I've been using the word considerate a lot. We've been talking a lot about like when something uses genre convention or when something's playing the tropes, but doing it in a way that, sure, it may be maybe instead of a cliche, it's being considerate about it. There is intent behind it, not cynicism. This is something that's been very bright and fun to engage with in Pipistrello, and a lot of the newer fiction we've been reading. We read some Karlo Yeager Rodriguez earlier this summer. We read some Gretchen Felker-Martin, some Thomas Haw. So there's been a bit of weird fiction and new horror that we've been mixing into our program as we go. I strongly suggest checking those authors out. Uncertain Suns and Other Stories as The Shore to the Tide, So Blood Calls to Blood, and Black Flame were all fantastic reads. You can check out the info in our YouTube description for like a full summer program reading list. I try to keep track of it there. Or you can hit us up on our Patreon, our Discord. Just go to our YouTube page. We have it arranged by playlist if you want to see some of our older programming as well. We do watch associated movies on the Discord, just a reminder. We watched the Toxic Avenger 2025 and the Toxic Avenger 1984 last weekend. I'm kind of going just by the seat of my pants with the theater. It's the same thing as the games where we're trying to just play with stuff in the new. For various reasons, we're very skeptical, critical, or just try to be aware of like when we're being too nostalgic with stuff. And part of this summer's program is to contemplate media that is more within the new as far as movies and games go. To catch you up, if you've not been following along or reading The Lathe of Heaven, it is about George Orr, a man who can change things with his dreams. Physical reality transforms when he dreams. He doesn't have exact, precise control over it. Things don't happen exactly as he wants them to. He can command it. In fact, he fears this. He's a drug addict because of it. He tries to not dream by taking all kinds of pills. That got our friend George in trouble at the beginning of the novel. He's now seeing Dr. Haber, a frightening man. He's the psychiatrist who's working with George to help George control this power, but at the same time, he seems very exploitative of George and wanting to do something with this power that he hasn't quite made clear, although he swears he's just helping George. Or, I'm starting to wonder, considering George's powers, if George's paranoias begin reverse manifesting, and if he just kind of hope-cored like Golden Retriever Boy this narrative, would he make it through? Who knows? We'll see as we make it through the book. But, just the description of the doctor's office. Up at the medical school, they had said that Dr. Haber had only a small psychiatric practice, being essentially a research man. That had given him the notion of someone successful and exclusive, and the doctor's jovial, masterful manner had confirmed it. But today, less nervous, he saw more. The office didn't have the platinum and leather assurance of financial success, nor the ragged and bottled assurance of scientific disinterest. The chairs and couch were vinyl. The desk was metal, plasticated with wood finish. Nothing whatever was genuine. Dr. Haber, white-toothed, bay-maned, huge, boomed out, Good afternoon. That geniality was not faked, but it was exaggerated. There was a warmth to the man, an outgoingness which was real, but it had got plasticioed with a professional mannerism, distorted by the doctor's unspontaneous use of himself. Orr felt in him a wish to be liked and a desire to be helpful. The doctor was not, he thought, really sure that anyone else existed, and wanted to prove that they did by helping them. He boomed, "Good afternoon," so loud because he was never sure he would get an answer. Orr wanted to say something friendly, but nothing personal seemed suitable. He said, "It looks as if Afghanistan might get into the war." That's been in the cards since last August." He should have known that the doctor would be a better informed on world affairs than himself. He was generally semi-informed, and 3 weeks out of date. "I don't think that'll shake the Allies," Haber went on, "unless it pulls Pakistan on the Iranian side. Then India may have to send more than token support to the Israelites." That was a telegot for the new Arab Republic/Israel alliance. "I think Gupta's speech in Delhi shows that he's preparing for that eventuality." "It keeps spreading," Orr said, feeling inadequate and despondent. "The war, I mean. Does it worry you?" "Doesn't it worry you?" "Irrelevant," said the doctor, smiling, his broad, hairy bear smile, like a big bear god. But he was still wary, since yesterday. "Yes, it worries me," but Haber had not earned that answer. The questioner could not withdraw himself from the question, assuming objectivity, as if answers were an object. Orr did not speak these thoughts, however. He was in a doctor's hands, and surely the doctor knew what he was doing. Yeah, what are you thinking there, Orr? You're kind of making your own hell in a way. Let's mosey on along and just keep on reading these juicy bits, and then I'll talk about the stuff itself once we start playing Pipistrello. But yeah, I think consideration or considerate is kind of a key word that's been developing over the season. When we played through Freedom Fighters while reading Paulo Freire's Pedagogy of the Oppressed with our co-host Jacob, just the dialogue, anti-dialogue stuff, it really rung something for me in this year 2026, in which we just... There's a lot of debate and arguments online about logging off, touching grass, getting away from the computer because the technology, I don't know, it seems like kind of a lame, like the technology is inherently ontologically evil and it will corrupt you, when I don't think we can just decouple or unplug the machine in a way that like will immediately fix things. I don't think... You know, we have to restructure and reapproach these things. I think people should have more considerate posting, more dialogical interactions on the internet. A lot of what the capitalist mode of like advertising and money chasing and influencing, etc., all that is very anti-dialogical. It is about like speaking down and trying to get one over to make the sale. And it's kind of littered the internet with bots. I know there's the whole dead internet theory. I do know on a structural level, you know, AI data centers, the way Google's just sort of messed up their own search algorithms, the way AdSense and bots, like, yeah, that's all bad. Don't engage with it. But I mean, we've talked about this a few times where I can think of how the internet has helped friends find communities, make moves, escape bad situations, stay in contact with family, friends, a support network they otherwise may not have with just regular analog means. I mean, it's made travel communication work easier for so many people in so many ways. We need to like just, I guess, I'm not trying to like bootstrappy individualist, this will fix the internet, but just as you continue to post and engage in the internet, if you find yourself too anxious, too doomer, too whatever about it, seek out more dialogical interactions, more considerate uses of your time. This is something I think even when it comes to, you know, engaging with art, media, etc., you know, towards what aim are you doing it? Is there really a need to binge a 8-hour Netflix series? I know I'm saying that as I play a video game on a, you know, 3-hour a night, twice a week stream, but I think what I'm trying to say here is I'm trying to engage this material. We do the interplay with the books, the gaming, to provide some sort of dialogue with you, the chat. Oh, Ja, sorry. Yeah. Okay, I'll continue on in the chat in a moment. But what I was saying is like just more mindful, meaningful, considerate interaction with what you're reading, doing, saying online. All right, I got a bit off tangent there. Let me get back into reading excerpts from this book, but let me see what Jot said really quick. I hadn't heard of LATHE before you added it, about 3/4 through it, and realized I should go back when done because I've added a lot of bookmarks. Interesting, Ja. You're about 3/4 through. I'm about a quarter in. I'm about 50 pages in. I'm more than a quarter in because it's under 200 pages. But I'd be curious once we get all the way through it to just like what we're gonna feel or reflect on. I'm going so slowly through it. You might be able to like lap me and do a second read through. I haven't really formalized a way to like keep people in the loop as far as what chapters we're doing. Part of that is because like these are sometimes books I don't have prior experience with. Every now and then I'll pick up a game or a book I have read, and you can probably tell by the quality of those streams what that's doing. Although some of the streams where I'm completely blind or new to things, I'm also feel like we get some stuff out of. What I'm saying is I still need to figure out a way to like really formalize like, hey, if you want to read, this is strictly what I'll be doing. But also, yeah, go ahead, lap me. I'm on chapter 5 right now. George Orr, pale in the flickering fluorescent glare of the train car and infraluvial dark, swayed as he stood holding the swaying steel handle on a strap among 1,000 other souls. He felt the heaviness upon him, the weight bearing down endlessly. He thought, I am living in a nightmare from which, from time to time, I wake in sleep. Orr stood upright as if he had been a ghost, as the train screamed into Adler Street Station. The mountain, he thought, as 68 people pushed and shoved and scraped past him to the doors. The mountain. He told me to put back the mountain in my dream, so I had the horse put back the mountain. But if he told me to put back the mountain, then he knew it had been there before. The horse. He knew. He did see the first dream change reality. He saw the change. He believes me. I'm not insane. He mulled over this a while. He slogged around it, tried to lift it, found it very bulky. He thought, Haber knows now that the mural has changed twice. Why didn't he say anything? He must know I was afraid of being insane. He says he's helping me. It would have helped a lot if he told me he can see what I see, told me that it's not just a delusion. He knows now, Orr thought after a long, slow swallow of beer, that it stopped raining. He didn't go see, though, when I told him it had. Maybe he was afraid to. That's probably it. He's scared by this whole thing and wants to find out more before he tells me what he really thinks about it. Well, I can't blame him. If he weren't scared of it, that would be the odd thing. But I wonder, once he gets used to the idea, what he'll do. I wonder how he'll stop my dreams, how he'll keep me from changing things. I've got to stop. This is far enough. Far enough. He shook his head, turned away from the bright, light-encrusted hills. So, what happened in that chapter, as we've explained before, when Orr first meets Haber, there's a painting on Haber's wall of a mountain. Haber puts Orr to sleep, tells him to think of a horse. Orr wakes up, says he dreamed of a horse, and Haber's like, oh, well, the horse mural on the wall, the horse painting on the wall is why you thought that. And George is like, that wasn't a horse before I went to sleep, that was a mountain. This time, George goes in and Haber tells him to go to sleep. We don't see what Haber does to him. The first time that Haber puts George under hypnosis and demands him to dream, we're walked through it from Haber's side, and there's kind of like a domineering sort of sadomasochism thing going on with it, where Haber's taking pleasure in the power he has over Orr and what he's extracting out of Orr. And I think that is something that continues on. I'll explain that more when I start reading excerpts from the next chapter. There's a great ecology of just like predatory practice going on that I'm picking up on. But this time, Haber tells Orr to go under. We don't see what Haber tells Orr. Orr dreams of the horse shitting a big brown pile. He wakes back up. The horse painting has turned back into a mountain. The mountain looks like the pile of shit that was in the dream. So Orr can dream, and Orr can be suggested things to dream, but it's not going to be that straightforward a thing. So Haber puts Orr under again, and when Orr wakes back up, it's not raining. And as described in the opening that I read there, due to climate change and all these like large systemic macro factors, it rains all the fucking time now. So it's very bizarre to just have the rain stop. And now Orr, not knowing what Haber has been telling him under sleep, is suspicious and decides to go to a lawyer. And this is when I really started finding the predatory stuff interesting, because at first I thought it was just Haber being kind of like a villainous character or a suspicious character. But it seems like everywhere Orr goes, people seem to kind of consider him a mark, and there's a very predatory thing going on here with that. I think there's sort of there's a commodification of the individual thing going on, I suspect. I'll speak more on that once I've actually finished the book, though. Haber, H-A-B-E-R, yes. Yeah, and engaging with alternate media from forms in unconventional ways can help break people from ruts like doom scrolling. Yeah, to get back to kind of that ramble I left hanging on a tangent at the opening, like, break the thing. We're big fans of Walter Benjamin here, and part of his whole thing in the work of art in the age of its technological reproduction is the aestheticizing functions of fascism, where it puts things at a distance on display. It makes it an aesthetic to be pursued, but always kind of like out of grasp. That sort of like frustration tendency there. It makes you misanthropic towards the imperfect world because you're always pursuing the mythologized perfection. I think that's something, you know, we're kind of doing here at TECHNOPOVERTY, or something I kind of had in mind from the start with it, is breaking down the idea of like big pretentious books or long intimidating games. I do want to get to Dark Souls at some point because there's a lot going on there with what people perceive as like difficulty in video games, which my kind of thesis on the Souls games is it's a sort of Buddhist critique of Western fantasy, and in that way there's sort of a Buddhist critique of like this Christian individualist thing going on there. You're getting your Arthurian like hero narratives, but then you're being told like, well, what if that's just you're stuck on the wheel of Dharma because you keep trying to recreate kingdoms and like imperfect worlds, and like it's creating your own kind of like, you know, you're never going to escape samsara that way, bro. You're just going to keep recreating systems that are doomed to fail. Damn, okay, I should hop into Demon Souls or something. I've been listening to the Felix from Chapo Trap House, and fuck, I can't remember the co-host's name, but they started a series talking about the Souls games, and it's getting me itching to get back to Demon Souls. Yeah, no, AR Berlin, that's another aspect of it, the Zoroastrian aspect of keeping the fire. I think, honestly, as far as like highlighting the TECHNOPOVERTY like aesthetic distancing thing goes, I really feel the best thing we've done on this channel is the Doom Eternal Paradise Lost mix-up, because Doom Eternal is a very cynical corporate, just cash grab of a game that I did not have a lot of fun with, but it was very useful to be critical about it while bouncing off of a lot of what Milton was doing in Paradise Lost. And at the same time, Paradise Lost, often seen as this very archaic, stodgy, hard to get into epic, I think it could be an excellent Coen Bros movie. It's very much in the vein of like The Simpsons and South Park with its satire. There's a lot going on there that's very funny and engaging, and also just like a lot of the action and like description of creation and the world beyond is so anime there's so much there to take a breath in. Also, there's a land acknowledgement in Paradise Lost. That's another fun thing about breaking down that distance and recognizing these things. We've talked about Bartolome de las Casas. We read a short account of the destruction of the Indies earlier this season, and I've talked about that one before. When the stream landed on Indigenous Peoples Day before. Fuck Christopher Columbus, he was crazy even for his time. But de las Casas was a Spanish monk, missionary, who was reporting on how fucked up Spain was to the New World at the time. People were aware. There is no historical reason to be like, well, for their time it was the right thing to do. No, fuck that. But to continue on the domination aspect, it happens so many times throughout the chapter, I may not have a specific instance of it just because they're so brief and quick, but he sees this lawyer and she's often described as a spider and she sees him as a victim, but he doesn't want to come clean and tell her like, oh, my dreams change reality. He's a little scared of that, and so she's very much like prying and trying to crack him open to see what she can do to him, and she eventually gets it out, and when he says that, she kind of believes him instantly because you can tell she's used to like breaking people down and just like figuring out how to best like take their case and exploit them for her own gain kind of a thing. And because like George's like, you know, explanation of how his dreams change thing comes across as so sincere, she kind of like reads his character and is just like, he's not a confident person, and yet his conviction in this is so steadfast that I do believe him. And yet it's not exactly helping George she wants to do this for. Let me read what she says here. This is the last bit before we get to Pipistrello. Yes, but he's using me for experimental, or got no further. Miss Lelache had stiffened. The spider had seen at last her prey. Experimental purposes? Is he? What? This machine you talked about, is it experimental? Has it HEW approval? What have you signed? Any releases? Anything beyond the VTT forms and the hypnosis consent form? Nothing? That sounds like you might have a just cause for complaint, Mr. Orr. You might be able to help me come observe a session? Maybe. The line to follow would be civil rights, of course, not privacy. You do understand that I'm not trying to get Dr. Haber into trouble, he said, looking worried. I don't want to do that. I know he means well. It's just that I want to be cured, not used. That is such a huge part of George's character, and like, the more I realize how his dream mechanics aren't in his control and how wishy-washy he is about things, I wonder how stable or trusting I can be of this narrative. But it doesn't feel like in a cop-out way, because it's so, again, considered and consistent and upfront throughout. Like, it's not hinging on a plot twist, or it doesn't feel like it's hinging on a plot twist. I don't know how the book ends yet. It's an ever-present, like, forefronted thing. They're not, like, Ursula's not trying to hide it or be clever about it. It's like information that is important for the reader to understand, so here it is. I feel so much writing now is not this. When I played Resident Evil 9 earlier this summer, I was very frustrated with its withholding of information and its allusion to mystery more than building any kind of mystery. And then, you know, the Spencer plot twist and all that shit was just kind of bad. But as a byproduct of, like, I think this age of streaming serials and, like, the need for content to be profitable in a way where it goes on and on and on and on, there's this very just alluded to kind of bad mystery writing to a lot of serials now, because it's simply about keeping the thing in the air. I guess that's why I targeted in on like Netflix streaming serials when I was first rambling about more considerate consumption. I just don't think the mode. It just seems so dystopic a mode to me to work, like, say the idea is you work a 9 to 5 and then you come home and it's like, oh, don't you want to watch 3 hours or whatever? Like, the encouragement to binge seems like a malicious attack on the time of the tired and exhausted. A.R. Berlin says, I got a lot of thoughts about Dark Souls related to archaeology since I read up on the parallel. Feels like it adds up the same, slightly different layer by layer, down or sideways. End of ramble, sorry. No, A.R. Berlin, like, we can just, like, this can be just a Dark Souls stream. I can just leave Pipistrello hanging on the yo-yo, and I can start talking about how it's so fucking cool, how, like, there's such a moral ambiguity to Dark Souls 1, and yet such a clarity of mythology. That's a really neat trick to pull off. But what you're saying about archaeology, especially in Elden Ring, the way there's, like, layers of sediment and you literally go underground into the sky, and the way you can trace buildings across continents, god damn. Okay. Ja, don't start getting me away from Pipistrello as well, because Pipistrello is a real good Zelda-like, y'all. I've been really enjoying it. It is considerate and well-written and gets straight to the point. It's very clever without being, like... It's not a cynical Quirk-Chungus, like away from feelings think. It directly engages with its problem from the start. I know I'm not making a lot of sense there. Let me get this last part of Lathe of Heaven read, and we can continue talking while playing. It's going to be a heavy side quest session, I feel. We got a lot of maneuvers last time to help us, like, navigate the overworld. But yeah, George, he goes to a lawyer, and he's like, "Oh, I want a lawyer to help me with Dr. Haber, but Dr. Haber's a problem, but he's not a problem. I want to tell him to the cops, but I don't want the cops to come after him. Like, I want somebody to watch this, but I don't want them to judge this." Like, he requests that the lawyer, you know, she sit in on a session, and as I brought up, it's not a privacy thing she's considering, but a civil rights thing. If his motives are good, and if he's using an experimental device on a human subject, then he should take it quite as a matter of course without resentment. If it's on the level, he won't get into any trouble. I've done jobs like this twice, hired by HEW to do it. Watched a new hypnosis inducer in practice up at the med school. It didn't work, and watched a demonstration of how to induce agoraphobia by suggestion, so people will be happy in crowds, out at the Institute in Forest Grove. That one worked, but didn't get approved. It came under the brainwashing laws, we decided. There's pre-established brainwashing laws, folks. Pre-established brainwashing laws. Now, I can probably get an HEW order to investigate this thing gummy your doctor's using. That lets you out of the picture. I don't come on as your lawyer at all. In fact, maybe I don't even know you. I'm an official accredited ACLU observer from HEW. Then, if we don't get anywhere with this, that leaves you and him in the same relationship as before. The only catch is, I've got to get invited to one of your sessions. I'm the only psychiatric patient he's using the augmenter on, he told me so. He said he's still working on it, perfecting it. It really is experimental, whatever he's doing with you. Good. All right. I'll see what I can do. It'll take a week or more to get the forms through. He looked distressed. You won't dream me out of existence this week, Mr. Orr, she said, hearing her chitinous voice, clicking her mandibles. Not willingly, he said with gratitude. No, by God, it wasn't gratitude, it was liking. He liked her. He was a poor damn crazy psycho on drugs. He would like her. She liked him. She stuck out her brown hand, he met it with a white one, just like that damn button her mother always kept on the bottom of her beadbox, SCNN or SNCC or something she'd belonged to way back in the middle of the last century. The black hand and white hand joined together. Christ. I find that last bit very interesting, that her mother was part of a socialist organization in the mid to late 19th century, and here she is, a lawyer operating in terms of like the brainwashing law context. She's been integrated into the system in a privatized neoliberal kind of individuated way. Yeah, it engages while not being dark. Darkest mode of Technopoverty is still my fave when you read about war crimes while Hendrix wailed away on the title screen. Yeah, man, I've really been enjoying the Fort Bragg Cartel. We read that during our Toy Soldiers of Spring. Okay, I'm gonna pull up Pipistrello, but so the way LeGuin in that last paragraph there implies a sort of falling out or a failure of the radical or the leftist movements of the mid-century as the world got privatized and bureaucratized. This was in 1971, before Reaganomics and austerity and all that, although it was about to hit. And then establishes that here, through mutual exploitation, the relationship is reconnected. That's very dystopic and grim, and painted in a way that's not just straight up saying it. Like it's shown, not told, and like it's all through hazy memory and just hands coming together. And then on one way, yes, it's like, oh, black hand, white hand, like the races are getting back together. It's not just the trope of like two people of different races like handshaking. It's the way it's contextualized in this hazy fog of like this lost progressive movement and this contemporary bureaucratic apparatus. I find the world building here very interesting, and it keeps doing that thing where you're just reading some like what you think is just establishing scenery, and then later in the chapter like the picture changes, or it stops raining, or the crowd style changes. I'm curious if the race thing is going to become part of Orr's dream switch up instability. All right, let's pull up Pipistrello. Let's turn it on. But yeah, I do think the Metal Gear Solid 2 and the Toy Soldiers of Spring put out some good stuff as well. We read some military fiction. Norman Spinrad's The Iron Dream, which I had never discovered before this stream. What a gem. For those who weren't around at the time, The Iron Dream is an alternate history novel in which Adolf Hitler did not participate in World War II. World War II didn't happen because in 1921 he moved to America and became a shitty science fiction author, illustrator, genre dude. All right, let's see if we can wall ride our way over there yet. No. All right, I also need to remember to use my navigational moves more. Hold your truncheons firmly, yes. Yes, The Iron Dream, in which Hitler did not participate, like World War II didn't happen, Hitler came to America, he became a shitty science fiction author, and he wrote the worst fanfic ever called The Lord of the Swastika. Really great at both getting across the neurosis of a fascist dictator, fascist authoritarian. Yeah, you should get this bottle fixed. That Madame Pipistrello's the mayor now, isn't she? That'll certainly throw a winch in any improvement plan. Oh, they know my aunt's corrupt, eh? Galierno's district. Okay, let's go down this way first. Cool. But yeah, so that reestablishment of like racial relations through like bureaucratic exploitation, and in general the predatory nature of everyone around Orr, which I'm starting to wonder, is that Orr's paranoia just making the world that way because the man dreams it? Like, a lot going on with the Lathe of Heaven. And I don't just mean like, oh wow, book has things going on, but like the actual conceptual like contemplative mechanism of like do or do not, don't overthink it. It reminds me of the Walter Benjamin we read, Benjamin. I saw the name a lot in print before I ever pronounced it in public, so I'm very stuck on that. I don't know if I can go. Do I have the water bounce badge on? No, I should get the water bounce badge on, but I'm in debt to my cousin right now. All right. Cool. Okay. I'll take it. Where am I on the map? Oh, you know what? I've been doing... okay, I've been like, when I do walk the dog, I've been holding the trigger, jumping, and then holding the B button, assuming I have to like hold the B button. I don't have to do that. That's why I've been so bad at using it in chains. It's more automatic than I thought. Okay. Wait, what about Ayn Rand? Pippi? Yeah, welcome, Philly man. I'm taking your advice about walking the dog. I also realized I was like over pressing inputs for it. So this just leads me back to, I keep thinking the map pulls out with the triggers, but it's just with the sticks. All right, let's go back this way first. Okay, I really didn't need to worry about that. Yeah, I was pressing like 2 extra buttons there. Okay, before I go this way, I want to get this heart container. If I can, let's see. Oh no, it's still north. No, I can't use my wall climb yet. What's up this way? Let's see. And maybe I can get this guy now. Oh, Oh, I didn't realize there was a key thing there. Are there any keys in the... Did I drop a key anywhere and just not go back for it? I'm very glad they have all these little flashy bits too on the map. Very, very considerate design. There's that word again. I know there's a key shop I can just go to. Oh, I should investigate over here as well. All right, let's go back down and just explore. Maybe over here? Oh, you can, Philly Man? I didn't realize it was like Resident Evil rules. I'll keep that in mind because I think I have a key drop somewhere on the world. I don't remember though. I think it's holding a switch down somewhere. Also, I need to stop playing in traffic. I keep getting hit by cars. Oh yeah, this is a challenge room, right? I just didn't want to do it at the time. At the corner of the painted world, the soundtrack slightly changes. Are you talking about Dark Souls 1 or 3? Or it's not the painted world in 3. You just go to the ice place in the DLC and there's the lady painting, right? Dark Souls 1? Which corner? I'm not sure if I noticed or remember that, honestly. Alright, let's explore down here. Actually, I want to equip the water hopping badge, because that thing helps you kind of break some of the navigation stuff. Oh, I actually have money right now, too. Increases knockback, life restored, angled. I do like the fire one. Oh, no, that's the wing one. The fire one's already set. I don't think it upgrades anymore. All right. Behind the fight with the Yellow King dude. Oh, let's make the... Are you talking about the NPC summon who has the old monk scarf thing on his head? Oh no, blueprints are expensive, damn, okay. Like that graveyard area? Because that's where it is, right? You like go into the courtyard and you go to the side into that little like cliff graveyard spot, if I remember correctly. I don't need the fire trail, I feel, if I'm doing walk the dog. I'll just take the blunt power upgrade and the water skip. And I like seeing the health bars. Yeah, I don't know or remember there being like a musical shift there. Oh, okay. I have to retrieve it, is the thing. Sweet, more BP, I think? No, I have one. I need one more. I got some last time. I didn't get a health upgrade last time, though. Let's see what our friends in the sewers are doing. It was so sad, but also excellent storytelling when you find the little village in the sewers where all the broke gamblers are. That was some good environmental storytelling, I tell you what. I'm kind of curious to play Expedition 33. Philly, man, I bring this up because I know when I was talking with you and Serge a bit, I think you guys downplayed how well written Pipistrello is a little. I don't mean that in like a mean way or anything. It's just like, I find it like, what I find is like, well, let me figure out this puzzle first. I think good writing's invisible a lot of the time, and I think it's sometimes easy to mistake like a lot of writing with like good writing. And what I mean by that isn't so much that like it's not like there's like heavy cutscenes like constantly railroading me a very dense like story here, but like everything is purposeful and in its place, even if it's kind of shallow in like, I mean shallow in the fact that like it has a direct 1-1 surface meaning, like just right there in your face. It's not like there's layers of heavy interpretation to be done, but like the way it's like so clever, considerate, and can like earnestly, clearly tell you what it's trying to communicate is like the skill in itself. And like, yeah, and again, I don't mean that in like an insulting way, because I think this is a very common perception. It really isn't something a lot of people are thinking about, and something you don't even really think about, even if you like really like reading, unless you're also like a writer and like you construct stuff. Man, what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to take it and just go around is what I'm trying to do. I assume. Yeah, and the way it conveys that story through these little through its NPC interactions. Damn, okay, so I do have to get there through there. Also though, right. And it's so not wasteful as opposed to RE9s, for instance, which I'm always ragging on, because like that's so heavily once you be like, look, we have like these cutscenes and we have all this writing, and it's like, yeah, but this is all just like very not engaging or well ordered is what I would say. And as I was telling Serge, I don't think that's like a big RE9 exclusive sin. To get back to like the way serial programming stuff has really affected the landscape, I think it's normalized people to a more inert form of drama that they can watch while like on their phones, because it's like there's never like heavy revelations happening, and like there's very much like the same shit, what am I doing here? Cool, that's what I'm doing, all right. What am I doing here? Why am I going this direction besides filling out my map? Yeah, there's not even really anything here. There's money, I guess. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm just gonna leave this room. I don't need those hearts. Man, I love that water hop badge. Philly, man, I'm just gonna ask if you've gotten this one. Do I have the moves needed to do it right now, or should I just be coming back with some other? I feel there's some kind of ricochet magic I'm supposed to be doing with this battery. Also, there's like a switch over there. Actually don't remember it. I'm also like, is there like a way to fall down from the top and come in? I'm kind of like crammed for badges as is right now. Like I'm not, I don't have enough BP for more anyways. So I think I'm going to leave this alone for now. But it's marked down there on the map. That's cool. That's true. The red thing is like the thing you bounce off of. Oh. Ooh, I'm in dire health straits. What was the YOYO gimmick? Let's see. Oh, no, that's just more map up north. Thank you, car. Thank you, cars. Oh, okay. Don't play in the streets, kids. You know, this may be commentary on how we just accept car fatalities as part of living in a car culture. I'm like dodging cars to collect coins in the streets. What a game. All right. Don't know what I'm doing there yet. Oh, I haven't gone that way. Well, I haven't gone that way. All right, let's get back to the sewers then. I'm walking here. Gang, if this is a heavy night of side questing and I don't really start doing a dungeon, I may pull up some YouTube videos or perhaps a classic movie. We will see. There's a few things that were discussed on our Discord that I need to catch up on. Also, I do want to actually get more into the ground news as the PSYOP stuff. Because, like, foundationally, like, the video has good stuff to say and is on the money about, like, ground news as far as, like, the false compass they're able to enforce through Monopoly. I just really take issue with the QAnon style language of like conspiracy theory tinfoil in regards to like very... Oh, there's bombs just right over here. You know what? I can just... I'm pretty sure I can just... Yeah. Oh, but yeah, no bomb. Okay. I feel like I should be using the wall bounce more. Okay, and I can't, like, carry the bomb out of this section. Or can I? No. Yeah. Now we're thinking with badges. All right. I think I got blow-ups right here, so I need to get right here. Easy enough. I just had to walk into the hole. Do I have the bomb with me? I do not. All right. I'm thinking of how I did not really care about tracking any collectibles, for instance, in RE9, and I talked about this a bit too with, like, there are later Zeldas where you go to a place and you're like, oh, this is the shooting gallery game where you do the shooting gallery thing, get the shooting gallery upgrade. This is the bomb game where you do the bomb thing. Like, it gets tedious when it's too apparent and clear what to do. You're just kind of filling out an Excel spreadsheet at that point. This game has not done that. I've felt so encouraged and, like, interested in doing the side questing stuff because, like, yeah, you get the upgrades, it makes you stronger for the main game, but also the base mechanical, like, chunkiness of just doing these little navigation puzzles and timing the platforming right. It feels good. You see the path laid out and you kind of get the idea. All right, let's see. Let's see. And you want to do it not because you're like, oh, I want more arrows, but because it's like, oh, I can do that parkour. I can hop that gap. Yeah, Philly, Ground News is it's like an app. They're like a news aggregator application program thing you get, and it's like, oh, these are the lefty. This is what the lefties are saying. This is what the righties are saying. Here's the more extreme takes. Like, it tries to be all like, here we collect the news for you, so that it's the most politically, like, measured and responsible way to, like, intake the news. The thing is, while I'm critical of it as a service and I don't use it and I don't really encourage using it, I'm also like, in the way the media landscape is, I see why people go for it. I have worked on videos that were, like, sponsored by it because YouTubers need to take money to make that game. Do those YouTubers work for the CIA? No, I fucking wish. That would mean I'd be getting paid CIA money, which would mean I'd be in a much more stable position, but, like, I'm not. You came to the right place, kid. What can I interest you in? Ooh, bombs and keys, huh? Yeah, John, exactly. Like, it is, you just have to be aware of what it is, which it is doing political centrism in America, which means it's right-wing. I do think a bigger, more frustrating grievance of mine personally is just how paywalled everything is. That's such a frustrating thing as far as any actual information being behind like limited subs and such. All right, let's take this key up to here. I honestly didn't even realize what I was going to do with this key until I pulled up the map and was like, right, there's a box up there. And I believe this is a heart piece because it's labeled right there on the chest, which I really like that they do. But yeah, there's no need to like obscure it from the player or make it a mystery. And it's funny because people will talk about like Souls games as if that's what they do, and like, it's not that the Souls games obscure things from the player, it's that the player has to actually be in dialogue with the game. Like in Demon Souls, you can go grab that Crescent Falchion really early and then just fucking wreck things for a good chunk of your early game. There's also the very social aspect of those games that's like not considered. Alright. Don't think I can get those things. Oh, I didn't go over here. Although it felt like I couldn't reach over there because this barrier. I wonder if I could get this badge now, maybe with my new powers, but I don't really want to go back over there. I don't remember what it was. Can I get over there? I want this heart piece, and I think, oh yes, there's a key over here, and I might be able to do something with the wall ride, so these two might be worth going for next. Then also, let's see if I can just get these parts of the map. I can probably wall ride over here. This might be something too. Alright, I have some objectives. Where's the closest fast travel? Oh, let's just go get these blocks while we're at it. Also, AR Berlin, I mentioned earlier that the Chapo spin-off podcast Players Club started their series and it's got me nostalgic for Demon Souls. It's also got me curious to maybe check out the PS3 emulation stuff because I was considering, I have the PS5 version on hand, I was considering just maybe throwing that on for a stream, but I really do remember the atmosphere of the PS3 one being immaculate, and I know there's like there are some quality of life things on the PS5 one that are nice, and like, it is not a bad port, it's just seems like a good excuse to mess with the PS3 emulation. I don't know why I came down here, besides like maybe opening up that shortcut. Although I could have walked the dog that. Oh yeah, that rip-off game. I still need to figure out how to do that. I feel like I'm gonna get some sort of bomb power because I remember there being a block there blocking it, but I may be wrong about that. I may just need to buy a bomb and take it down there. All right, let's go back to the top. What are your Dark Souls 1 hot takes? I mean, I'm a fan of all of them. The only one I haven't played is, I haven't played Night Rain yet. Maybe we should get together, chatters, and do some Night Rain together. We can rain the night, gang. Damn. I'm just gonna let the cards do the work. Oh, that didn't save me. I'm playing Frogger and Asteroids. Oh boy. Yeah. There we go. Oh, hey, popcorn. And the popcorn guy is over where I'm going. Okay. Oh, secret money. Popcorn, popcorn. Hey, kid, would you like some popcorn? Just $15 for a bucket. Pop me up. Here you go. You just be careful around pigeons, kid. They're vicious, I tell you. Nice. All right. I gotta get down to the popcorn zone. Also, can I get to that guy yet? I don't remember what I needed for it. Just straight south, huh? All right, let's see if... Oh, this is a whole thing right here. I'm on a popcorn quest though. Can I... Okay, so I'm gonna test out the safe room. Where is the closest fast travel? No, I already did this. Oh. No, lay it on me, pal. Sorry, I'm forgetting to do the voices. Damn. Hello from Taxi Cabs United. Please select your destination. I want to go here. I guess my other take is Dark Souls 1's not that hard. There's not a mix of players especially on. Yeah, AR Berlin, that's my big take about it as well. The thing is, Dark Souls isn't hard, and that also means like beating it isn't special in that way. Which I do think there's a subset of the audience that does take it in that way too heavily and too seriously.
My pigeons picked up on a useful tidbit. If you successfully defend with the parry special move, there will be no recovery time. Nice. Alright, let's see if I can get some popcorn out of the safe house. Crudler. Oh shit, the birds are after me. Crudler, I think Saturday I'm going to play the game. I kind of want to do it and Mega Man X Regenesis and like not talk about books for a bit, just to talk about like indie games and fan things people can support. So stick around this weekend. I may have a special stream. I'll keep the Discord and the Patreon posted, as well as the Blue Sky as always. You just be careful around pigeons, kid. They're vicious, I tell you. Oh, I thought I sold him popcorn, but no. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with this popcorn then. Like, that's the funny thing. The way Souls games are built, they're clearly meant to be played more than once. And part of the way you get someone to play the game more than once is to make the game beatable. Like, in a compressible, chunky, engaging way. I don't know if I'd have like an interview question thingy in mind, honestly. Okay, can I use the popcorn to hold down this switch? I know I can use keys to do that, but also I can just, okay. Yeah, Crutler, understandable. I feel similar. Demon Souls for sure. And Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1 I started at a really weird time. I was not... Okay, cool. Oh, you fucking birds. Oh, you fucking birds. Okay. Nice. I was far from home and recently graduated and had no real job prospects or anything at the time when I started Dark Souls 1, and it was in a very strange circumstance and place, and I was playing it on a very large TV. And those things kind of coalesce to make a very singular thing. It's kind of what Benjamin's talking about when he talks about aura. It's not just about the work of art, it's about the context in which you play it, experience it, the memories you have from it. You've collected 8 petals in total, so your maximum life points have increased. What up, gnarly? Honestly, too, Crudler, I feel my schedule might be a bit volatile. Like, I'm saying sometimes Saturday, but I don't know what my day might look like, honestly, besides, like, I know I'm doing work until about 2 p.m. But maybe being in communication for, like, if it doesn't happen this weekend, but, like, if I play the game and get more of a sense of what it is and do a bit more research, I might have some ideas or questions prepped. Although if they also just want to hang in the chat, that's cool, no pressure. What am I trying to do now? I think I was going to go explore this area with this key. I bring up the Dark Souls 1 context, but the first time I played Dark Souls 2, I was also heavily at my friend's house, King of Mystery. I was doing service work in El Paso, Texas. In like the 2014, just like it's when the Obama era's mask started kind of rotting as far as like the economic downturn, a lot of the Rust Belt stuff goes. I'd recently finished an internship at a newspaper, and it was like, no, yeah, print media is dying. I liked doing journalism as a student, but I just never figured out how to like claw into doing that professionally. I think especially at the time, like a lot of like poptimism style criticism was more the style, and I was kind of a stubborn dude as far as like, well, what about things that suck? It's important to know things suck. Also, just that's probably being a general like young 20s edgelord to some extent. I don't know if edgelord's the right word considering what connotations that has now in the post-Trump era, but yeah. Another reason I'd be excited to try out like the emulated PS3 version of Dark Souls 3 is because there's like, from what I understand, fan servers. So like they're keeping the online going in the emulation space. You can't do that on the PS3 console itself, which I do have. Like, I have a physical copy of Demon Souls, but if I were to play the Demon Souls PS3, but if I were to play the PS3 version, I mean, there's no official, like, multiplayer servers for it, I believe. I'm wondering if I can somehow get the PS3 to connect to the fan servers without needing the emulator as well, but also... I also kind of just want to have the PS3 emulator set up for potential other reasons down the line. Because the PS3 is also a bit of a pain in the ass to stream from. I have to use a specific order of HDMI splitters and capture card sequencing on the PS3. Because the way it has its anti-piracy, the way the anti-piracy tech in it works is like it just kills the HDMI signal. Unless you get the right, unless you get like a splitter with the HDCP. I believe it's HDCP. If you just get one that bypasses that. What I'm saying is the PS3 is stubborn, and if I just have a version set up on my computer to legally play copies of games I already own for educational purposes, nice. I'm never gonna use that badge, but I didn't mind doing that little loop, you know? It fried only the HDMI? Nice. I had a friend get basically a free Xbox 360 because our friend who had a cat just never cleaned his Xbox 360, and one day it red ringed and he just got a new one. And he gave the red ring one to our friend who just cracked it open and just had to dust out all the cat hair, and it worked. All right, where else do I want to go for now? I kind of, yeah, I do want to go over here. And over here, all right. All right. Ooh. Clean all the cat vomit out, yeah. No, I think it was just very, like, loaded with fur. See ya, Philly man. Thanks for joining. I know you're always big on the VODs as well, so thank you for your continued support. If you miss a TECHNOPOVERTY stream and are curious for gaps in the gameplay or the books we discuss, I always throw the shit up on YouTube. It is absolutely free to subscribe. I've mentioned this before, but like the only real thing that like there's any kind of paywall on is Discord access. And even that is just $3 a month. We screen movies, it really is just sort of a barrier to keep like low effort trolls out of the Discord. So far, we have a small community there of people who are pretty chill. Yeah, let's get over there. Oh? Canceled subway station? Did it say something racist? That's low hanging. Forgive me for saying that. What a sad, desolate place. Ah, my old enemy, the subway system. Ooh. People were clamoring for a more efficient transport system, not to mention more power-efficient ones. And I'm glad I was able to shut down the project before it was completed. Another disaster averted. It sounds like someone's still working down there. That's preposterous. No one shall work on projects I've already vetoed. Find the source of the noise, Pippet. Let's bust down this illegal operation. Cool, is this like a secret optional dungeon? I just love how constant and consistent it is with your auntie is a profiteering capitalist, and that's bad. And you should probably be harder on her. I'm curious after we get all the mega batteries together what's going to happen. Yeah, let's get back into debt with our cousin though. I really am expecting in some way for us to, you know, have to fight Auntie or some such, which someone might ding as a cinnamon sin style type, like, oh, that's so predictable and cliche. But it's like, I don't know, if it's structurally apparent and it does it, but it still makes it feel like viscerally impactful and there's like an emotive motivation behind it that captures me, it's working. This would really soup up Walk the Dog, honestly. I do tend to love that too. I don't want the life -2 though. Power of Charge moves even further. I'm gonna hyperpower Walk the Dog because I use Walk the Dog a lot. Yeah, Crudler, I'm not sure if you've seen the general setup or the fuller just everything going on in this game where your aunt is, you know, the evil oligarch power plant owner, mayor of the town. Last time we were dealing with sports gambling. There's just no innuendo to it in such a refreshing way. Yeah, it's a very good Zelda-like. In the section of town where the sports betting arena has driven everyone broke, there's a part in that dungeon where you're, oh shit. The dungeon for the guy who owns the stadium is the stadium, and like it's pretty fun how the dungeon is not just the stadium, but kind of like the part of town around the stadium. You go into the sewers. When you go into the sewers, there's a bunch of people living down there who have formed their own little village because they're all broke from gambling, and it's just like a great little understanding of how this shit works, and it's not afraid to like say it. But yeah, like the first dungeon was a rundown mall, and the dude was talking about how like my evil aunt just raised the rent too damn much and forced him to be evil. There's like some good systemic shit going on here. I mean, you're a fruit bat and the cops are bees. Fighting over the same resources. It's pretty fun too how it is like a furry game and they didn't go for the, you know, I wouldn't be mad if they did, but they didn't go for cops being pigs, they went for bees. That's like such a nice considered antagonist to fruit bats. Ooh, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Oh, there's a key down there too. Not sure I have the skill set for this yet. I think understanding that's a big part of Dark Souls too, is like you can just be like, I don't think I'm ready for this yet, and go somewhere else. Even Elden Ring with the Tree Sentinel tries to get that across very clearly. And I think I've complained about like the spreadsheet method of like when Zelda games become these routine like checklist things. I think for the type of gamer that does like that, it can be very frustrating to not be able to like complete the checklist right then and there. Okay, so interesting. I can also just do this. Interesting. There's a bomb right there. Oh shit, 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 shit. Oh man. Okay, okay, okay. But I still need the key and the battery, and I can't get the battery without more length. You can even see the secret lake from Skull Darkness Place. Oh my god, my brain's broken today. Oh, the design of the world. Kept blowing my mind, exploring for the first time. Everything vertical, everything connecting. Talking about Souls games? Because yes. I should bust out the Kingsfield games, maybe just for curiosity's sake. Because in Bloodborne, there's a location you go to where you can see the island that, from what I understand, is the whole world of Kingsfield 1. But yes, the Dark Souls geography, so good and considerate. I love it too because it builds off a very like classical, just like good video game design in like, this is nowhere near the same scale, but something I really love about the original Castlevania game is like how you can see levels from other levels. Like when you're doing the mummy level in the NES Castlevania and you're walking into that boss fight, Dracula's Tower is there in the background as part of the art. And when you look at the level map, like Dracula's Tower is right above the mummy spot. Like it matches up geographically. Yeah, I platinum Bloodborne too. No, I didn't platinum Bloodborne. I think I need one more ending. Oh, duh. Or did I I don't know if I platinum Bloodborne. I'd have to check my trophies. I feel like I got the 3 umbilical cord ending and then the Hunter's Moon and then the ending. I've done the 2 fight endings and not the surrender ending is what I'm thinking if I remember correctly. Like I fought the Scythe guy and I fought the moon. I don't think I've done the surrender thing. Or maybe I have. I can't remember if I've platinumed Bloodborne or not. I know I've platinumed Dark Souls 1, I've platinumed Sekiro, and I've platinumed Elden Ring, and Demon Souls, but not the Demon Souls remake because there's a lot of grinding in Demon Souls for some of those materials. I just had to be more considerate with that. All right. Yeah, Sekiro's really good. Out of all the Souls games that I have platinumed, I will say Sekiro's the one I platinumed like right off the bat. Like I beat Dark Souls 1 and then it wasn't until later I came back to Dark Souls and got the platinum. Same with Demon Souls. Elden Ring I did this too, but I feel like it's like less of a, I feel like it's more of a thing with Sekiro. I feel like Sekiro's platinum is harder to get than Elden Ring's is what I'm saying. But like the moment I beat Sekiro, I just replayed Sekiro and I kept replaying Sekiro. And Sekiro, I feel, is the one that you can compress the most. Like I feel you could beat Sekiro in like 4 hours if you're good at it, without doing like speedrunning, break strat type stuff. You can literally cut the game in half, and that's like a big mechanical and philosophical point of the whole damn thing. Like, the way Sekiro, more than any of the others of those, is like distinctly about mastering a specific type of build. Like in Sekiro, you're not like making a dex build or a strength build or a magic build. It's not really an RPG in that sense. You're playing at Sekiro. You're the katana guy. You're learning how to use the katana, and it's like within that predefined structure, you become master, and like through that mastery, like the question becomes, well, if you're master of this power, like to what ends do you employ it? Like, do you employ it for someone else? Do you employ it for yourself? Do you employ it for your country, for your family, etc.? Real good shit. I don't really know if there's a lot of utility to like tier listing which one's the best or whatever in that way, but if I were to like just on a gut reaction have to say which of the FromSoft games is the best story, I would say Sekiro. Finally, a game with non-horrible jumping. Fun. True, AR Berlin, true. Thanks for stopping by, Crudler. AR Berlin, I'm honestly not very familiar or wise in the ways of Tomb Raider or Tenchu. Always wanted to check them out. Maybe I should do that sometime. Is there a particular Tenchu you would recommend? Uh-oh. Oh, you know what? It has been some time. I didn't realize I'd been gabbing for this long, gang. The camera is giving me the little warning the battery's about to go. So you know what? It is break time. Everybody stand up, stretch, rehydrate, smoke them if you got them. Be kind to your skeleton. Get some movement in there. I'm going to throw up that cute little Barney bumper. She is not here tonight. As you can see, she has left us, abandoned us because Jacob is gone. But you know what? We have video so we can emulate the feeling of having Barnabas here. I'll see you all shortly. Gonna swap out this battery, take a quick break, and be right back. Thank you for watching Technopoverty. Alright, gang, let's get back to this room and get back to talking a bit about the Lathe of Heaven. And by talk a little bit about it, I mean I'm gonna use it to bounce into talking about something I have read. And not just speculation on what I am reading currently. But I find the use of dreams, the commodification of dreams, the extraction of value from something as abstract as an individual as a dream, an interesting piece of this. I was watching, I think it's Kamen Rider Zets is the currently running one. And it follows a similar thing. There's the villains are like dream controllers, dream thief, exploiter types. And it sounds, you know, it's such a silly phrase on the surface, but again, if you're considerate with it, it can mean so much. As here, it's like, well, if this man can like bend the fabric of reality, isn't that kind of dangerous and should be like actually like studied and taken care of and not just like pursued for personal fame and profit and or treated as like a malady? I bring it up because in the Lathe of Heaven sense, where everybody's trying to use this potentially destabilizing thing, it reminds me of Stephen King's The Dark Tower mythos. For those unfamiliar, Stephen King has like a big overarching... Oh, okay, I just worked backwards, eh? All of Stephen King's supernatural stuff has like an overarching macro mythos explanation to it. And it's all contained within his fantasy series, The Dark Tower. And just, I bring it up because there's a concept within the Dark Tower lore I really like along these lines of exploitation. If you're familiar with Carrie or The Shining, you're gonna know what I'm talking about without even realizing you know what I'm talking about. But Stephen King has these things in his mythos called breakers. Breakers being basically the psychic kids in all his stuff. Danny Torrance, Carrie White. the analog he's using there is talent. Like, the kids are psychic, they have some sort of latent natural talent, some sort of intelligence maybe. Okay, I see what I do here. And in his macro mythos, there's a Satan character. Satan, like, there's a bad guy. There's a bad guy trying to destroy all of reality in Stephen King's, like, macro mythos called the Crimson King. And the way the Crimson King does this is he's like a multi-dimensional figure in all of Stephen. He's, you know, he can be present or read in basically all Stephen King's works. He's kidnapping the psychic children, folks. He's collecting them and using them to focus their powers on the fabric of reality to destabilize it so that he can, you know, do malicious shit. He's a bad guy. I bring this up because you hear, oh, so like he's just kidnapping psychic kids and forcing them to destroy the world for him. He's not forcing them. It's the considerations of how this is going on that makes it very interesting to me, because the Breakers, again, to bring up Carrie from, you know, Carrie White, she's bullied, she's ostracized, she blows up her high school. Many such cases is kind of the thing. Straight up, I believe at some point in the Dark Tower books, they straight up say we all can't be Carrie at prom. What I'm getting at is the Breakers are kind of like the weird kids, the dorks, the nerds, the goths. I think of like this very 80s paradigm of jocks versus nerds and the idea of like, you better be nice to that kid because someday he's gonna be your boss. And so the Breakers, the way the Crimson King collects them is he lets them live in what is basically a very nice suburb. Like, they're comfortable, their material conditions are met. There's this whole bit he has in the last Dark Tower book about this, describing how this is set up. It's just a nice little suburb. Imagine, you know, like a suburb outside of, say, the Raytheon factory. They have nice libraries, and they have a lot of free time, and there's good walking paths. And so the point isn't that, like, oh, the Crimson King's like an evil dude forcing him to do this. It's that he provides comfort, and it's kind of an indictment in a lot of ways of, like, you know, boomer consumer culture and just like Americans with their gizmos and gadgets. The invisible violence we're not even aware is happening. Oh shit, I got an idea. I'm again not remembering what Philly Man told me about my navigational options. Damn, okay. I'm not being considerate to say that word for the 500th time tonight. Damn. Okay. Damn, too slow. But I got the theory down. Now it's just practice. But to get back to the comfort of the Crimson King and the considerations of the... what you can boil down into just like bad guy kidnapping people, forcing them to do bad. No, in the precision of how that story's told is where the meaning is. When we read Freire's Pedagogy of the Oppressed, he brought up the concept of the necrophilis, which is the urge to categorize and kill everything, basically, by like this sort of generalizing effect. And I think that's kind of what happens when you try to like just do that with stories. To what end do you need to do that? Hit the wrong button. Wow. There we go. All right. Oh, okay, I could have grabbed that bomb and just saved myself a lot of frustration there, huh? I guess I just have that dog in me. Troubling. I do not mean that in a valorous way, like, oh man, I could be doing things easier. Does this reflect maybe my approach to other things in life? Oh no. Am I only in hell because I'm imagining myself in hell? Am I the lathe of heaven? Oh shit, what is going on, Ursula? How did you know? Oh, what is this? Besides fucking cool. Okay. No, yeah, genuinely, the way that played out was awesome. Holy shit, alright. I was like wondering if I was being overwhelmed by this optional dungeon, but now that I look at the map and I just figure out that little block, I'm like, no, I've actually got a more coherent grasp on this than I realized. I am pretty reckless about knocking out the wave damage too. Although last stream, I forget who said it, but chat was telling me I'm too OP. What's the status of my BP right now? I forget. Still in debt. Don't really have money for anything. Oh, but I'm out of that particular BP debt. So let's fix this. Let's fix things a lot, actually. Let's, where's that health? Do I want the fire trail? Do I want the fire decals on my car? Or do I want the wizard? Or do I want the rose? Am I a DSA guy? I mean, yes, but I don't think that organization exists in Pipistrello's world yet. Let's do fire and keep the health bars. Health bars are just nice to have. All right. That place looked kind of fucking cut off, right? Although after completing an optional dungeon, I may be OP for the final dungeon, or the 4th dungeon. I don't know what the final dungeon is. Damn, now that I realize I have 3 out of 4 of the batteries collected, it's making me think I'm closer to the end than I was realizing, and I kind of don't want the game to end. I can take this battery over here, no problem. No, I can't because there's a barrier there. Which means I take this one? But I can't do that either. Guess I just have to go around. All right. I mean, there's an alt path there anyways, so I'm overthinking it clearly. Let's go back to the center, heal up, and then go to the unexplored part. There we go. See, the thing is that recovery badge without going through the door is nice, but it also takes up spots. I kind of want to get rid of it for now. Or wait, no, that's not a badge. That's just a skill I bought. Okay, never mind then. I'm a fool. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh ho ho, all right. Well, I saw the end. See ya. Ah. Oh shit. All right. Don't need to fuck with that. Although I do want to see what's in the room beyond. Oh, what's this switch? Oh, money. Don't know if that was worth it. Well, I guess I didn't die, so it's like I didn't incur costs, but... The only time so far I have had a bit of like sighing hesitancy about like a optional tidbit is when it's for just big bags of cash, because cash is everywhere. Oh man. What am I walking into here? Let me go save. I don't know why I think I need to do this. It like auto saves pretty effectively and I just have to pay money when I die anyways. It's not like, it's not ultra punishing in an old arcade-ish way. Let's see what we gotta do here. You again? You're still on my trail, you little vermin? Are you looking for a rematch? Found yourself a new cave to plunder, huh? Teach him a definitive lesson this time, Pippet. Whoa. Now I'm wondering, do I get to refight? Are the other bosses hiding around for me to refight? Or is it just his case? Because like, I don't know where the sports arena guy is, if I recall correctly, but I'm pretty sure I definitively beat the mall tycoon. All right. What are we doing? Okay, hop over that. Oh, he hurts his own guys? I love how much friendly fire is in this game. Like, there is no fucking allegiance among the exploitative. It's just oppress or oppress. Like, you're either dealing damage or you're taking damage. Ooh, I need to mind my health though. Yep. I guess getting all that extra money is like buying free lives, in which case that is a good recontextualization of like the points system actually. You know, like in old school arcade games, you just get points, and after a certain point threshold, you might get a free play. Just very organic and considerate systems all around in this game. It's making me smile more than any big budget thing I've played recently, which is really just Resident Evil 9 and Death Stranding 2. And I mean, I liked Death Stranding 2. But this is just razor sharp in its purpose. Because in designing something that's trying to be like a GBA game, you still run the risk of making an excessive PC game that really just looks like a GBA game. But this feels like it has the same economic considerations of, say, Link's Awakening, which was a Game Boy game, so they were like, we have to make sure every bit counts. This feels as considered as that, is what I'm saying. Dang. He gets real hectic there at the end. Also, I think my attack power is vastly down, if I recall the debt contract I'm on currently. It might benefit me to go grind out the money if I can't will or skill it. Nice, okay. Being a boss is too hard these days. Why can't you be as submissive as one of my employees? I was just talking about it. Fuck. Dominate or be dominated. I'll beat you up for cash, man. Now that I think about it, I think I am at an attack power deficit because it was taking me longer to beat up bees too. That's it? That's it? That's all I can shake you down for? All right. Got 1 BP and 1. Okay, so I'm like on a new general kick with all of that. Wow, we did a whole optional dungeon I wasn't even expecting to find. I wasn't even considering something like this in the game. And like, on top of it being an optional dungeon, or I assume it's an optional dungeon, it felt still very in line with the rest of the world. It, like, you know, just the abandoned subway project. Damn, Auntie, you a bitch. I was going somewhere completely else before I just stumbled into that too. Holy shit. I was gonna check out just like 2 corners of the map and be like, it's time to hit the dungeon. Maybe check out this heart container, but like, let's go north. This has been a fun world crawling session. We've done nothing, I don't think we've done anything mandatory. We've just been kind of, here we go, exploring the coolest aspects of the game. See, when the world feels considerate, you feel like it's earnestly trying to show you cool things that it feels are meaningful. Like there's a contract that has been established with the player as far as like, hey, there's care here. It's the same effect as like all the item description type stuff in the Souls games where people are all like, oh, if you just take a moment to like read. All right, let's see, what can we do here? Especially with the water bounce I have. Oh? Oh, I can only do the, okay, so bounce. It doesn't reset when I do that. Got it. Okay. Will or skill, hook or crook. Some heart pieces. Ooh. Haha. Sequence breaking, I assume. In a way that doesn't feel like sequence breaking because it's not like, oh, you're in Dungeon 5 now. I just came around the back way through my navigational skills. Holy shit. What is this line for? Damn. Is this the next dungeon area? Am I actually backwards walking into just like where I'm supposed to go by my own curious just browsing of the map? It looks that way because I can go this way. Yeah. That's good game design, folks. Almost out of debt to my cousin. There's a whole new subsection of sewer to go to. Okay, what is this place? Ah, esteemed customer, welcome to my jewelry shop. I'm in a bit of a predicament though, you see. My jewelry supplier has been unavailable as of recently, so I have little to sell at this moment. I got a diamond. Shit, what did I do with that? But fret not, my dear customer. That means I'm open to appraising and buying your jewelry instead. Shit. If you find any precious stones, say diamonds, please bring them to me. Okay. Okay, new quest. I have the goal right in front of me and I'm legit distracted by pursuing shiny rock. But where did I leave the shiny rock? I don't remember. I just know I had at one point a shiny rock. Oh, it's right here. All right, let's see if we can find, I bet there's a fast travel spot right over here and I can go down to shiny rock from there. Yeah, here's that line, damn. Hey, what are you doing, mate? I'm just trying to squeeze in a little bit. He's trying to cut. Pivot? This guy's trying to cut in line. I won't tolerate this. Wow, I never knew you'd be so into social justice. I'm not, but if we have to wait till the end of the line, so does he. Okay, Auntie, I got you. Hey, buddy, would you mind you telling me I should go to the end of the line? Make me, little shorty. Ouch. Grr, you've won the battle, but not the war, little shorty. I love how I don't really know what this concert even is. If it's a concert, I assume it's some sort of concert, right? Is it? I just like that there's an event and it's already like, yes, you want to be part of the event. Don't you see the crowd for the event? And like the line's an actual obstacle, that's great. Okay, but I was looking for a fast travel station because I want to sell diamonds to pigeons. So let's get back to that. Let's get back to our profiteering scheme. We don't have the world to save. Trellisstone Park. Look at that, Pippet. Yeah, it's a fest. That's Toxie. She holds a yearly convention here for whatever kids do these days. Oh, it's a convention, eh? Oh, this is gonna get real good, isn't it? Like, this is gonna get some Gene Wolfe level, like, critical of protagonist syndrome type shit, I hope. That's Toxie. She holds a yearly convention here for whatever kids these days do. It's a pop culture convention, Auntie. All the greatest celebrities attend. Pfft, pop culture. Back in my day, we used to get a single comic strip in the newspaper, and that was it. In any case, Toxie will certainly be there. We need to find our way into this event. Okay. That's so cool too, that it's a fan convention. Like, I was thinking it was gonna be like an actual concert or art event, but no, it's about the act of fandom and like the ritual and the fetishization of consumption around that, not like a more dialogical audience experience. Go to the con, spend $500 picking up stuff from tables, that kind of thing. Okay, let's quick travel to our diamond real quick. Oh, I could have just walked over here from like the start, huh? Or not the start, but yeah, at the North Plaza. Okay. Hello from Taxi Cabs United. Please select your destination. I want to go over here, pal. That's how you pick restaurants when traveling. Who has the long line? Oh, let's just put it in the, So I spent 13 bucks on the taxi so far. Let's see how much I spend on fare back. Is it gonna be another 13 bucks? I really haven't been paying attention to the taxi cab fare costs. Oh, let's take some money though. How about we take some money? Any corners I can look in this area while I'm here? Let's try getting this heart piece. How about that? Oh, is this the person I'm supposed to give the popcorn that I left in the sewers to? I did leave that popcorn in the sewers, right? Like on a switch over here somewhere. Maybe a bit more north. I could have swore I did, but who knows? I'm gonna pass the popcorn guy and just see if it's what I think it is or not. Oh, he's just selling popcorn, popcorn. Hey kid, would you like some popcorn? No, not right now. Is it too, like, I can't cling on? Okay. There we go. As Pseudo Regalia proved, I like doing the frustrating thing instead of like getting the power up that makes it considerably easier later. Troubling. Alright. Diamonds in the safe house, let's travel to the dealer. But how do I get out is more the scary question. There we go. Let's travel back to the North Plaza. $10, so cheaper to get back. Nice. Wonder how much the diamond will actually sell for. Let's see if I can end this session out of debt with my cousin, and I think it'll be a nice spot to stop and pick up next time where we just do the fan convention. I know I was telling Cruther earlier I might play the indie game tomorrow. No, if I do things tomorrow, it will be the... What's this? What did you... That's one of the finest cuts of diamond I've ever seen. You must sell it to me. I can offer you $400. I'm keeping that. Can I raise the price if it's the finest diamond you've ever seen? I'm surprised I can't haggle. All right, I'll sell it for 400. Yeah, that'll get me out of debt with my cousin. Nice. Okay, so there's more diamonds in the world. Let me actually, Torment Hexus is the indie game that Crutler was able to so kindly get me a copy of. I will be playing that Saturday if I do have a Saturday session. We'll be playing Torment Hexus to get a feel for that. It's a... I think it's a cyberpunk roguelike. Yeah. It is a cyberpunk roguelike in which you're trying to get to the top of a corporate tower to push the CEO from it. Quite literally. In line with what's going on with here in Pipistrello, it makes me curious what playing it in conjunction with Lathe of Heaven would be like. But yeah, we'll probably play a bit of Torment Hexus and a bit of Mega Man X Regenesis if I end up streaming tomorrow. I've been meaning to get to Regenesis as well. For those of you who were here at the start, you know the first game we played was Mega Man X while talking about Isaac Asimov. Sadly, I don't have that VOD. It was a quality episode, but it did not get saved, so it is lost to the ether. I did do a Mega Man X2 run while also talking about Isaac Asimov, which also fun, but I just really think there was some gold to be had with that Mega Man X episode that you can't recreate. I don't want an attack power downgrade. I do want more critical attack damage, and I don't mind having the life penalty. My life's pretty big right now. I do use charge moves. Charge moves or critical damage. If I take this one, I'll probably be at low health a lot more. And so, yeah, let's just go with the charge moves for now. I mean, Jaw, maybe I am. Maybe I am. I don't know how intensive Torment Hexus is, honestly. I may, if I start it, I'm not sure if I'll actually get to do the CEO part at the end. But if the dev is up for it, and if the game's like, if it's the vibe, I'm down to like have them into chat or to even talk on the Discord. All right, brand new debt. Let's explore a little bit more. I'm honestly kind of curious what's beyond the water this way, since I couldn't get across the line the other way. Also, this whole new side of the sewers might be worth investigating. Yeah, see how much stronger I am without that debt incurred? Yeah, let's get on the water. Dang. I should have just had the self-confidence to keep going. Nice. Got it. Oh. I'm not up for a music puzzle right now. I think there was another, oh, okay. Music puzzle or die, eh? Okay, nope. Oops. Let's just get up here. Okay, maybe I went too far. We'll get off at this exit. Last exit to Springfield, baby. All right. I feel like I'm getting around some... Yeah, I feel like there's an elaborate sewer system. I'm not even gonna touch this session, but I feel like I'm opening up some back ways that might allow me to get non-linear. Hey, pal. Ow, ow! Not you again, little shorty. Yeah, man, you can't keep doing that. All right, I think I'm going, maybe covering too much ground, but also, I really just want to get to like a save point. Maybe I can go over here. Maybe it'll be good to start totally lost. Actually, let's keep, oh damn, I can't get over there and beat him up. And I can't get down there? I can go into this museum. Oh, this is a lot. I'll have to come back. I'm getting overstimulated by the map now. No way. How do I get on the other side of the line? Where is this the end? There's the end of the line. Whoa, okay. Okay, unless I want to do that music puzzle, I'm kind of locked out. Let me see if I can just return to the last safe house I was at. Which was... Wait, what? I'm on the other side of the line now? Oh, an escape room. Hello there, monsieur. Play the challenge and win the Fada-Fest admission ticket. Oh, I think this is where I'm supposed to go anyways. Okay. Alright gang, I think we're gonna call it here for tonight. We've done a lot of optional shit today. We've gotten super powerful. We've gotten all kinds of badges. We've gotten in and out of debt consistently and constantly with our family. What a wonderful game. What a wonderful time. I'll be back Monday with more Lathe of Heaven talk. Maybe I'll be finished with the book through the weekend. I have enough time. If I'm on Saturday, again, tomorrow we'll be playing Torment Hexus. No, tomorrow's Friday. If I do a Friday or Saturday improv stream, I'll probably play Torment Hexus or Mega Man X Regenesis. Just keep an eye on the socials. I'll put notice everywhere online as that happens. Otherwise, I'll be back Monday to continue on with Pipistrello while talking the Lathe of Heaven. This has been TECHNOPOVERTY. Thank you all for watching so much. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that take care screen. We're gonna see if our friends the Pixel Goblins are going, in which case we'll probably start a raid. Thank you all for hanging. Have a good night.